When it comes to American television, there is one name that immediately pops up in memory, and no matter what part of the world you come from. It is Oprah Winfrey, a person who created one of the most famous talk shows, and who won the trust of millions of viewers. She had to go through a lot, but she never gives up and continues to move along the path of her destiny. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954 in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Her mother, Vanita Lee, was 18 years old at the time, and her father, Vernon Winfrey, was 20. They were not married and never lived together. The girl's childhood was very difficult. When Oprah was very young, Vanita moved north to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to find work. She planned to move her young daughter there after she found work. Meanwhile, Oprah stayed to live on a farm in Mississippi with her grandmother Hattie Mae Lee. If Winfrey behaved badly or did not do what she was ordered, a strict grandmother often beat her with a stick. In early childhood, Oprah had no idea what shoes or festive dress were. The privacy of the farm where Oprah grew up forced her to come up with and create her own ways of entertainment. She made friends with pets and read a lot. There was no TV on the farm, and according to Winfrey, it was her grandmother who made her the most valuable gift in life. She taught her to read and write before she was 3 years old. From the moment Oprah started talking, she was always on stage. As a child, she interviewed dolls made of corn cobs and crows on the fence. When Oprah began attending kindergarten at the age of 5, she herself diligently wrote a letter to her teacher asking her to transfer to the first grade immediately. The surprised teacher did so. After graduating from the first grade, the girl was immediately transferred to the third, noting her high level of intellectual development. At the age of 6, Oprah's grandmother fell ill. The girl was sent to live with her mother and half-sister Patricia in a boarding house in Milwaukee. Vanita worked as a maid, cleaning houses, but there were times when she had to rely only on social benefits to support the family. Vanita worked hard, and that little free time that she had with the children, she spent mainly with Patricia. Despite difficult conditions, Oprah continued to speak in public, participate in poetry competitions in black public clubs and at church meetings, where everyone called her Little Speaker. After living a little over a year in Milwaukee with her mother, the girl went to live with her father and stepmother in Nashville, Tennessee. They were happy that the girl lived with them because they could not have their own children. For the first time in her life, Oprah had her own bed and bedroom. The girl was enrolled in Wharton Elementary School, and again allowed to miss one grade. The family regularly attended church, and Oprah had more opportunities for public speaking, even at such a young age. After graduating from third grade, Vernon took his daughter back to Milwaukee to visit her mother. Since the departure of Oprah, Vanita gave birth to a boy named Jeffrey. All 3 children lived in the same room in a 2-room apartment. In 4th grade, the girl went to Milwaukee. Mother was often absent, and at these moments Oprah's company was made up of television. It was then that she had a desire to become a celebrity, which will be shown on the screen. When Winfrey was 9 years old, she faced a strong physical and emotional shock. The girl's 19-year-old cousin raped her and threatened to kill her if she told someone about it. Over the next few years, she will face new violence from her mother's friends and relatives. For a long time, Oprah could not talk about this, living all the horror of the injury inside. And yet this did not break Winfrey, and she continued to pursue her dream. As a teenager, Oprah found it difficult to cope with all her feelings and emotions. She skipped school, met with boys, stole money from her mother and even ran away. When she was only 14 years old, Oprah realized that she was pregnant. She managed to hide this news from her parents until she was in the 7th month. On the same day that she informed her father of the pregnancy, and premature birth began. The girl gave birth to a boy who died 2 weeks later. At the age of 16, Winfrey first read Maya Angelou's autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and this affected her worldview. She would later say, I read it again and again. I have never read a book before that confirmed my own existence. Many years later, Dr. Angelou became one of Oprah's close friends. After this book, the girl's life began to return to normal. She focused on her education and returned to public speaking. This talent began to bring her success. It all began in 1970, when Oprah won the oratory competition at a local club. The prize was a 4-year college scholarship. The following year, Oprah was selected to attend the 1971 White House Youth Conference in Colorado. She represented Tennessee with another student. After her return, a radio station in Nashville invited her to an interview. Later, the same radio station asked Winfrey to represent them at the Miss Fire Department beauty contest. Oprah became the first African-American woman to win this competition. Their cooperation with the radio station did not end. The girl was offered to record her voice on tape. The cheerful and energetic Oprah enthusiastically seized on the opportunity to start trying herself in public speeches. As a result, the radio station offered Oprah part-time work. Therefore, reading the news on the radio, Winfrey got her first experience in journalism. At the age of 17, Oprah graduated from high school and remained working on the radio. She's already got a full college scholarship. There was a bright future ahead of her. She will attend Tennessee State University, be crowned Miss Black Tennessee at age of 18 and build a successful media career. Having achieved success on the radio station, Oprah soon switched to television, becoming the youngest news presenter and the first African-American presenter on the Nashville channel. She was quickly appointed co-host of the local show People Talk. Oprah moved further towards her dream career. She ended up in Chicago, leading the low-ranking morning television show AM Chicago in 1984. Her style, individuality, and ability to talk to people about real problems moved the show, which took the last place in the ratings, moved to the first in less than 12 months. In just over 2 years, from its debut in January 1984 to September 1986, Oprah brought the program to the national level, and she renamed it to Oprah Winfrey Show, which easily took over the most famous Phil Donahue show at that time in 1 month after airing. The Oprah Show is of great importance, since this was the first success of a woman in a profession in which white men traditionally excelled. Winfrey soon became the best friend of all American housewives, and later other representatives of society. Her show was an absolute mystery of success. She explained her ability to listen to viewpoints that are completely opposite to her own by trying to show people what they really are, and not to change them. In 4th grade, Oprah wanted to become a teacher, and now every day she gave lessons to an audience of attentive and interested listeners throughout the country. Oprah herself considered her work an excellent opportunity to educate people and make their lives easier. She loved every minute of her shows, and the audience, in turn, loved her for this. Against the backdrop of her famous and amazing guests, such as Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Jackson, Celine Dion, Bill Gates, Barack Obama, and others, Winfrey was no less a bright star. The Oprah Show is one of the longest daytime television talk shows in history. The program received 47 Emmy Awards before Winfrey decided to stop submitting it for consideration in 2000. In 2013, the American Weekly TV Guide ranked Oprah's show 19th among the greatest television shows of all time. The talk show stopped its work in May 2011, after 25 years and more than 5,000 issues. At the last issue there were no invited guests. The living legend of American television wanted to stay alone with her viewers and say goodbye to her dear creation with them. Along with television, Oprah successfully developed in the field of journalism. In 2000, Winfrey became editor-in-chief and publisher of O, the Oprah Winfrey magazine. Fortune magazine called it the most successful publishing startup in history. In 2009, she moved away from the role of editor. Although in recent years the revenues of O magazine, like other print media, have decreased, it continues to survive. Winfrey's expressive appearance, bright personality, and sharp mind paved the way for her in Hollywood. Her career there began with acting, the role of Sophia in Steven Spielberg's 1985 film based on Alice Walker's novel, The Color Purple. For this role, she was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress. In 1998, she acted as a producer and played the role of Seed in the film adaptation of Toni Morrison's novel, Beloved. In 2005, Winfrey Harpo Productions, Harpo is Oprah in Reverse, released a television adaptation of Zora Neale Hurston's 1937 novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God, and in 2008 Harpo Films signed an agreement with HBO to produce TV shows, documentaries, and films. Winfrey voiced the films and cartoons Charlotte's Web, The Movie, and The Princess and the Frog. In 2018, she played the role of Mrs. Which in the second film adaptation of Madeleine L'Engle's adult novel, A Wrinkle in Time. After completing her famous show, Winfrey co-founded the successful Oxygen cable channel. In the same year, she founded OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, an American pay television channel. The TV presenter took time to find her niche in the television sphere with high competition, but in the last few years OWN channel has become quite successful, focusing on stories relevant to African Americans. Another brainchild of Oprah grew up as part of her television show. The Oprah Book Club has become a true television literary community. Any book that was on the list of mandatory for reading instantly became a bestseller. During the 16 years of the program's existence, Oprah advertised 70 books, forming the literary taste of a whole generation of viewers. Now the Oprah's Book Club continues its activities already within the framework of social networks. Winfrey herself is a co-author of 5 books, the last of which was published in 2019 under the title The Path Made Clear: Discovering Your Life's Direction and Purpose. In January 2017, CBS, one of the largest American television channels, announced that Winfrey would join the 60 Minutes program as a special correspondent for the Sunday evening news program. The cooperation lasted almost 2 years, however, by the end of 2018 Winfrey left the program. In 2021, Winfrey will again be on CBS. Her famous interview with Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle attracted the attention of the whole world. In March 2019, Apple CEO Tim Cook announced that Winfrey, along with director Spielberg and actress Jennifer Aniston, will work with them to create original programs for the new streaming service. Her first program plans included 2 documentaries, one on mental health and the other on sexual harassment in the workplace. Now Oprah leads several programs and talk shows on the channel. Winfrey is on the Forbes magazine list as the only African-American billionaire in the world, with her net income estimating at $2.6 billion. She also owns a $25 million private jet. Now Oprah lives in a luxurious 17-hectare house in Montecito, California. The TV presenter calls her land plot a promised land. There are stunning views of the ocean and mountains, and there is a large pond in the backyard. In addition, the promised land has a tennis court, a guest house, a barn, orchards, and a wine cellar, an exquisite kitchen, 2 cinemas, 10 fireplaces, 6 bedrooms, and 14 bathrooms. There is a lot of talk about the house of Oprah Winfrey in the Hollywood industry, since it is one of the largest real estate among celebrities. Although this is her main home, Oprah has 5 more houses scattered throughout the country. Winfrey is also known for her charity work. In total, during her career, she donated over $425 million, including more than $100 million to the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. The academy was founded in 2007 to support girls from poor families. The boarding school changed the lives of hundreds of students in grades 8 to 12, giving them the opportunity to receive high-quality education and develop soft skills. Oprah provides not only material support. During her visits, she spends at least a week on campus talking with each student. The famous presenter at the academy even has her own course, which she calls Life Lessons for Beginners. The girls treat her with great love and respect, and they call her Mother O. In early years, Oprah Winfrey had several short-lived affairs, including with the famous film critic Roger Ebert and future talk show host John Tesh. In 1986, she met the love of her life, the American teacher and businessman Stedman Graham, and since then they have been together, although they are still not married. They decided not to bind themselves to the bonds of marriage in order to maintain romance in a relationship. And for 30 years now, the couple has been living an extremely happy life. Oprah was able to earn the trust of not only viewers and the head of state. In 2013, US President Barack Obama awarded the famous TV presenter the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Oprah Winfrey is now actively involved in the social life of the country. According to rumors, she even considered running for President of the United States in 2020, but in November 2018 she said that she was not interested in it. Today, Oprah Winfrey is openly talking about her life in her personal Instagram account. There she shares new book finds and talks about social events and projects. In such a way, in May 2021, a series of documentaries about mental health, The Me You Can't See, was released, on which Oprah worked with Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. In social networks, the famous TV presenter openly speaks about her traumatic childhood, creating a safe space for those who also had to face violence. In her spare time, Winfrey has great pleasure in gardening and landscaping her land plots, and she gladly welcomes guests. What is the secret to Winfrey's success? She has a unique ability to communicate without boredom, raise delicate topics without causing irritation, motivate, not sound didactic, and teach without giving lectures. Oprah's charisma and sensitivity attract attention. These qualities allow her to be a successful talk show host and journalist, and touch on topics that would be taboo anywhere else. Winfrey's directness and sincerity are unique qualities for her profession. Oprah Winfrey's close friend and mentor Maya Angelou once called her America's cheapest and most honest psychologist. Angelou, an outstanding American poet, says that Oprah boldly goes where others do not dare to step, and paves the way for others. An amazing woman who was able to survive childhood injuries and not lose her humanity and inner strength continues to inspire people around the world. And when it comes to the secrets of her success, here is what Oprah herself says: "Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work."